Now, as I mentioned, there were 2 bodies found at Wentworthville in Sydney's west, near where a car was discovered abandoned in a stormwater canal. 59 flood evacuation orders are in place across New South Wales. Let's get the latest now from the New South Wales State Emergency Service Assistant Commissioner Nicole Hogan. Thanks for talking to us, Nicole. Can you tell us your assessment of the situation at present in the Sydney Basin and heading further south?
Thank you. We still are experiencing significant rain across the Sydney metropolitan area and into the south coast of New South Wales. With that, there are a number of evacuation orders out. And if I look at from northern rivers all the way through to the south coast, we have 65 evacuation orders currently out for people right across that area. Obviously, you can see that there are increases in river heights within our Hawkesbury-Nepean River systems and our Georges River systems. So really asking people to heed the advice of the New South Wales SES. And if you are requested to evacuate, please do so within a timely manner.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people stranded in their vehicles, even on bridges, incredibly enough. What's your advice to people about moving around, whether it's in Sydney or any of these other centres? Should people just be staying home as much as possible?
If they're not under an evacuation order, then yes, they should stay at home and really avoid non-essential travel. There's quite a lot of flash flooding that occurs within built-up urban areas, and that's possibly what's also being experienced. We have received over 150 flood rescues in the last 24 hours, majority of those within the Sydney metropolitan area, and also received over 3,000 requests for assistance in the last 24 hours. So we are prioritising those requests for assistance, of course, and getting crews out to those life-critical rescues. But we would urge people to stay off the roads if they possibly can, really look and be aware of their surroundings, prepare their homes, and if they're not under evacuation order, to really stay inside and make the safe decision for themselves and their families.
Your volunteers must be under enormous strain right along the coast, right across the state. How do you respond to criticism about the flood response? Have you done everything you possibly can? Have you had the resources that you've needed?
We are undertaking a whole of agency, or I suppose a multi-agency response with these floods. They are unprecedented. We've seen record flooding up in the Northern Rivers area. Some of our volunteers have also lost their homes and still been out in their community supporting each other and their community. We've got our volunteers within the Sydney metro area certainly working around the clock as well. All of our members are members of the communities in which they serve. They do volunteer their time. They are trained and have appropriate PPE and work in that space. So they are members, though, of the community first and foremost. And, of course, we've got the support of all our emergency service partners and the Defence Force.
Nicole, thanks so much for taking the time to update people.
Thank you.
Nicole Hogan there, who's an Assistant Commissioner at the SES. I just want to reflect for a moment on something she said there. She reminded us that just like the bushfires, there are volunteers out there with the SES now who have lost their own properties and they're out helping others. Says it all, doesn't it?